Downloading and using actions in Photoshop. To begin, actions are like packages of editing that are already done for you that you play on your pictures to edit them in a certain way. You can download them off the internet or you can create them yourself. So if there's a certain type of editing that you do a lot, you could create an action for it, which will save you time. Or you can go online and search for actions that have already been created, and there are tons and tons of them. Some people charge for their actions and others post them for free. So of course we want to try to find the free ones. I'm going to go to the internet, and I've already searched for some actions. Actually, I've done a lot of searching and I've found that some are better than others. And this particular blog, the Coffee Shop blog, is one of my favorites because she posts a lot of actions and they're all very good and really good, especially for portraits. So if you are interested, it's called the Coffee Shop blog, and you can just search for it, and when you get there on her homepage, you can go to free stuff. Of course, that's what we want, the free stuff. And it says PS, E, and CS actions. That's Photoshop actions. So if you scroll down, these are all different actions she has created, and each one is a different way of editing the pictures. So I'm just going to work with this one called Sunkissed 2. And wherever you're downloading actions from, you'll want to find the link that you actually click on to download it. So on this one, I'm going to scroll down. I already looked through it. So here's her before and after. A lot of them will post the before and after pictures and show what the editing will do to the picture. So this one creates a sun flare and kind of brightens it up, warms it up. So I'm going to scroll through and try to find the link where I'm going to download this action from. Some will just have it right at the top. She likes to give a lot of directions on how to use it on this page. So here it is, download Coffee Shop Sunkissed 2. So I'm going to click that and I'm going to download it. Now depending on what computer you're using to do this, it's going to download in a different place or in a different way possibly. So when I click this, it's automatically going to download it, and because this is my computer, I know where it's going. For you, most likely it's going to pop up and ask where you want to download it to, so you should pay close attention to that, maybe into your iDrive or onto the desktop. And if you can't find it, it's most likely in the downloads folder, which is where mine is at right now. So once you have downloaded the action, you're going to click on it. So wherever it's at, you're going to click on it, and I'm going to go back up one level. You'll know it's the action because it will say the title that you just downloaded, and it will have like a little like a lock on it. It just means it's a compressed file. It's a large file that's been compressed to be small enough to download quickly, but we need to extract the files that are in there. So I'm going to double click on this, and it's going to open it up, and on the computer that I'm on, I just need to click right here where it says extract. On the school computers, when you double click a compressed folder, it's going to open up a program called WinRAR, and on that program you also want to look for the extract to button. It looks like a little folder. They do the same thing. They take this compressed or squished folder and extract it and make it usable, like pull it apart so that we can actually use the parts of it. So either way, you're going to click extract or extract to whatever computer you're on. And I want to extract everything. And it's going to ask me where I want to extract to. So again, when you're clicking on things, make sure you're paying attention to where the files are going. So this is going to send it right back into that downloads folder, which is perfect. So I know where it's at. And I'm going to click extract, and it's done. So now if I go back into the downloads folder, I still have this compressed file, Coffee Shop Sunkissed 2, but up here I have the uncompressed file, like the one that I can actually use. So for now, I can get rid of this one because I don't need it anymore. And in here, we've so the files for a Mac and a PC. I'm going to go in here, and this file right here, which is an ATN file, that's your action, and it has like a blue or a white square with a blue stripe at the bottom. Okay, so we're just going to leave it in there. If you're doing this at school, you're going to want to download this or extract it into your iDrive so that you don't have to do this step again. If you do it on the desktop or in downloads, it will get erased every day. So that's not good. Now I'm going to close up my downloads folder and I'm going to go to Photoshop. Now in Photoshop, you probably will see the actions icon. It's right over here. It looks like a play button. If you don't see it, you can go to Window and choose Actions and it will put it there on the side. Now what you can do is click on it. Inside the Actions pop-out here, it should have on your computer just the default actions, which are the ones that Photoshop gives you for free. Honestly, they're not the best. There's just some random things that you can do to your pictures, not very helpful at all. And then on my computer here, I've downloaded a couple other actions. As you can see, another one from the coffee shop website. So I'm going to show you how to get the action that you just downloaded into Photoshop. So you pop out your Actions tab here, and you click on this little button here. It has several lines and an arrow pointing down. Click it and go down to Load Actions. That means bring them in. This is a step that we're doing right now that at school will get erased each day, so you'll have to load them each day. But if it's something that you do a lot, if it's an action you use quite often, it'll become routine. So I'm going to go to my Downloads folder. And in my Downloads folder, I'm going to find the folder that I just extracted, so Coffee Shop Sunkissed 2. And in there, some other folders, so go in the one that says Coffee Shop Sunkissed 2, and there is my action. So I'm going to click it and load it. So now I have a new folder in my Actions tab here, and it's a folder, so sometimes when you download actions, it will have multiple actions within one folder. This particular one, if I click the arrow, it only has one, which is that Sunkissed action. These that I've downloaded before, the ones that say PW, if I click those, that particular action set has all of these actions within it. So like I said, some will have multiple actions and some will be just a single one. Now if I click this arrow here, I can see all of the editing steps that make up this action, and it's a lot, and each of these actually can be expanded as well. This is the nice thing about actions. It's doing a lot of the editing work for you, but it's also a learning tool because you start to see what's being done to your pictures, and you can customize them, you can make them exactly the way that you want them, and you start to learn from them as well, and then eventually create your own actions. So I'm going to click on that action right there, and I'm going to go to a picture I took this summer, group portrait, and it's alright, but it's very cool because I shot it in the shade, a lot of blue tones in the picture, and so I'm going to warm it up with this action. So all I do is I'm on my background layer, I click on this action here, and I press the little play button down at the bottom. Now some actions will just play straight through and edit, others will have pop-ups that ask you questions step by step to make sure that it's exactly the way that you want it. I think this one is one of those. So I'm going to press play. She gives you a little disclaimer here, so we're going to continue. It's asking what kind of lens flare, so I can customize here. I'm just going to go with that first one. You can decide on the brightness. Say OK. Goes through a bunch of editing while I'm not doing anything, just watching, and then it's done. And over here in my layers palette, you can see that it added all of these different layers. It even added one that it didn't turn on, the haze layer. So I could turn that on and see. So it gives you some customization. And this is an editable layer. This is if I double click it, it's a levels layer. So I could even go in and customize that and change it to exactly the way that I want it, or I could just turn it off. Maybe I don't like the lens flare, I want to turn that off. I just like the warmth of the picture. So it does give you a lot of options, and then in the bottom there is your original picture. I'm going to use the F12 key to bring it all the way back to the original so that you can see. Also did a little crop in there, but you can see what the action did to the picture. Definitely warmed it up, and it was very quick and easy, and I actually like how that looks. So that is actions. That is how you download actions, extract them, and load them into Photoshop. So hopefully that will give you some new editing options and you can start to apply these to your pictures and eventually create them yourself.